Young and restless Roger Howarth was nervous about Matt and Victor meeting. When Roger Howarth signed on to play Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall, on The Young and the Restless, he knew one thing was coming: a face-off with the show's GOAT, Eric Braeden, who plays Victor Newman on the show. In a recent chat, Howarth admitted he was genuinely nervous before their first big showdown, making it clear just how much he respects Braeden's soap legacy. Roger Howarth talks about sharing the screen with Eric Braeden for The Young and the Restless. Howarth recently talked to Soap Opera Digest and revealed that the nerves hit him when he found out he'd be acting opposite Braeden. He was anxious to meet, explaining that Braeden has this larger-than-life energy that commands the room. He stated, "I was nervous to meet him. I was genuinely nervous. He's such an imposing, impressive human being." But the second they actually met, all that stress just disappeared. Howarth said Braeden turned out to be very welcoming. Their first scenes came on December 3rd, and Howarth said the whole thing was a lot of fun. Then, he went on to talk about Braeden's skill and professionalism. "I really enjoyed meeting him. It was an absolute pleasure. He's a pretty terrific actor. It was a lot of fun to go toe-to-toe with him," Howarth added. Off camera, the two ended up bonding over soccer. Braeden used to play back in the day and even scored the winning goal in the 1973 National Challenge Cup. Once they realized they loved the same game, the tension loosened. That shared interest helped break the ice and made it way easier to bring the Matt versus Victor tension to life. As the drama heats up on The Young and the Restless, fans are glued to the screen waiting to see what Matt's big comeback blows up next. Victor notices him instantly during that tense face-off at the Shadow Room. Now it remains to be seen where things go forward from there. The post-Young and Restless Roger Howarth was nervous about Matt and Victor meeting appeared first on comingsoon.net, movie trailers, TV and streaming news, and more. The weight of a legacy, what that meeting represented. When Howarth signed on for the role of Matt Clark, operating under the alias Mitch Bacall, on The Young and the Restless, YNR, he knew viewers were waiting. And worst of all, or most thrillingly, he knew a moment was coming when Matt would cross paths with Victor Newman, one of the show's most iconic and enduring figures. Coming soon +2 Soap Central +2. For any actor, that's more than just a scene. It's a collision of legacies, histories, and expectations. Victor represents decades of power, dominance, and emotional weight for longtime fans. By reintroducing Matt, a character with a deeply evil reputation, the show isn't just bringing back a villain, they're inviting a clash of titans. For Howarth, that meant stepping into a ring where the stakes were high beyond lines and cameras. Soap Central +1. So when Howarth says he was genuinely nervous about meeting the man behind Victor, it isn't mere humility or stage jitters. It's respect for the characters and the actor's legacy. It signals that he realized what this encounter meant to fans, to the story, and to the emotional gravity of YNR's universe. Coming soon +1. The human behind the villain, real-life nerves, real-life respect. Behind the scenes, Howarth admitted that the nerves hit him when he learned he'd be acting opposite Eric Braeden, the actor who plays Victor. He described Braeden as such an imposing, impressive human being. Coming soon +1. It's a powerful reminder that even seasoned actors, even those who've embodied villains before, feel a human twinge when confronting a legacy as big as Victor's. And for the audience savvy enough to catch behind-the-scenes interviews, that vulnerability enriches our experience of the show. Interestingly, once the two met, the tension melted away. Howarth said Braeden turned out to be welcoming, and that acting out the showdown felt a lot of fun. Coming soon +1. This humanizes both actors, one humbled by the weight of history, the other generous enough to make newcomer comforted. That off-camera warmth sets a sharp contrast to the on-screen hostility fans will see when Matt and Victor finally lock horns. On-screen clash. What the meeting means for the story. Within the story of YNR, the Matt-Victor meeting marks a turning point. After weeks of tension, manipulation, hostage-taking, and emotional blackmail, Victor finally confronts Matt, posing as Mitch Bacall, in a showdown scene set at the Shadow Room in Los Angeles. Primetimer.com +2 Daily Soap Dish +2. When Victor walks in and declares, Well, I'll be damned, Matt Clark. The entire power dynamic shifts. It's not just about truth being revealed. It's about legacy, justice, and the consequences of past sins catching up. Daily soap dish +2 soap opera news +2. For Matt, who has been hiding, manipulating, twisting truths and terrorizing the Newman family, being face-to-face with Victor is far more than a plot twist. It is a reckoning. And for Victor, long protector of his family's name and honor, it's a chance to reassert dominance, to seek retribution, to restore order. The tension isn't theatrical exaggeration, it's grounded in decades of backstory, history, betrayals, and emotional scars. For viewers, this confrontation isn't just a dramatic peak, it's catharsis. The power of actors and audience sympathy. Why does it matter that Howarth was nervous? Because that nervousness bleeds beyond the studio. It reminds viewers that behind the menace of Matt Clark is a human, aware of the legacy, aware of the weight. In a medium like daytime soap, where suspension of disbelief is constant, those glitches of real vulnerability can deepen empathy, intensify tension, and make retribution mean more. When an actor acknowledges the gravity of what he's stepping into, especially when it involves legacy characters, it signals to fans, we care. We know this matters. And that honesty tends to resonate. You don't just get a bad guy being evil. You see someone stepping into a gauntlet, trying to do justice to the story. It also plays into the performer versus character dynamic. The audience now watches Matt not only as a villain but as a creation born of real human respect for the show's past, which can make his evil all the more chilling, because the actor is deliberately wielding it from a place of understanding. What it all foreshadows, beyond the first meeting. Given how the confrontation played out, with Victor confronting Matt, demanding answers about missing members of the Newman family, facing lies, denials, and provocations, the stakes are now higher than ever. Soap Central +2 Soap Hub +2. Matt's refusal to cooperate, his coldness in the face of Victor's power, and his continued manipulation show that his motivations likely go beyond money or revenge. They're personal vendettas, psychological warfare, and a desire to destabilize everything. Soap Hub +2 Soap Central +2. For the show, this sets up not just a conflict, but a war. And for viewers, it promises a gritty, emotionally charged season full of uncertainty, high stakes, moral ambiguity, and dramatic payoffs.